Sorry about that. Okay, so the bottle of wine contains 3.75 ounces of pure alcohol. If the alcohol percentage is 15%, how big is the bottle of wine? So basically what we're saying is, here's the bottle of wine. And badly drawn. And it's 15% alcohol. So about, if you were to separate the alcohol part from the non-alcohol part, this 15% of it would be pure alcohol. If that makes sense. So, in other words, there would be 85% of it that is not pure alcohol, right? Or else the wine is made up of mostly water, right? So that's the pure alcohol in the red. This is the not pure alcohol in the purple. And that's a theoretical separate. Of course, it's all mixed up together. But I've theoretically separated it up like that, right? So this 15% is our 3.75 ounces here. So that's 3.75 ounces. And we're just asked to figure out, okay, what's the total amount of ounces of wine in the bottle then, right? So what's all of it, right? So let's see. What we could say is the 15% of all of the wine, of everything, that all of the wine is, I don't know what word to use. I guess I'll just do X because we're looking for the whole amount. So 15% of X is 3.75. Now, does that sentence make sense? 15% of all of the wine in the bottle is 3.75 ounces. And we can turn that into an equation. So press pause and turn that into an equation and then tell me what you get. And anyone watching from home, just press pause on the video and try it and then I'll go over. Right, so turning 15% into a decimal, we move the decimal point 2 spots to the left and that becomes 0.15. So 15% becomes 0.15. All means multiply. And then multiplied by X is equals 3.75. Okay with that? And then to get X on its own, we divide both sides by 0.15. Okay with that? Okay with that? And so we show that X equals whatever it is. But we've got to do a division with decimals here, right? So 3.75 divided by 0.15, it looks like this. 0.15 into 3.75. But when we're dividing by decimals, we must take the decimal out of the divisor. Move it over 2 spots to the right. Here and also here. So we should get 15 into 375. And what we just did there was we multiplied the top and bottom of this fraction by 100. And we created an equivalent fraction. 3.75 times 100, 375. 0.15 times 100, 15. We created an equivalent fraction. So 375 over 15 is the same thing as 3.75 over 0.15. Right? So when we moved the decimal point 2 spots to the right in here, we actually multiplied by 100 over 100. Does that make sense? Okay. So 15 into 3 won't go. And then move your finger over and block off to 5. 15 into 37. 2. 2 times 15, 30, and then subtract. 37 minus 30. 7. Bring down the 5. And then we've got 15 into 75. Yeah, 5 is a good guess. 5 times 5 is 25, carry 2. 5 times 5 is 1, plus 2 is 7. Now subtract, and you get remainder 0, right? That's perfect. We don't have to go any further. 15 to that is exactly 25, so x equals 25, right? But what is that in the context of the problem? What did we find out? Right. The total amount of wine is 25 ounces, OZ, or OUNCES. The total amount of wine, the size of the bottle of wine is 25 ounces and has 3.75 ounces of pure alcohol. How would you get the amount of the rest of the wine that isn't alcohol, like the water and everything, the 85%? How would you get that? Yeah, you could, for example, you go 25, subtract 3.75, and that would give you it, wouldn't it? That'd be one way. And that ends up being 21.25 ounces of non-alcohol in the bottle, right? Or you could get, another way is to get 85% of 25 and calculate that, and you would end up with the 21.25 as well. But that's just for fun. But yeah, the answer is the bottle is 25 ounces of wine in the bottle. Yep.